Hi everyone, this is a live podcast Kazi Chaos exclusively on the international platform, streaming platform a-a.uk. um, and today we will talk about a new interesting question, new interesting topics and discussions. Sometimes it feels like language is quiet magic we forget to notice. We wake up, think, toss, names the world, argue with reality, tell stories to ourselves, and we don't even realize we are doing all of it through language. It's like breathing, invisible until it suddenly matters. Tonight, or this evening, or day, I don't know where is the time, because outside already dark. Yeah, and yeah, here in Kazik House, we step into that magic. Not just the grammar, not just the words, but the inner architecture of human minds. Because language isn't something we use, it's something that shapes us. Every word carries a piece of history, every sentence is a mirror, and somewhere between what we want to say and what we actually manage to say, that's where the real truth hides. So let's talk about languages, why they exist, why they matter, why losing them hurts, and why finding the right words sometimes feels like opening a secret door of Pandora in the mind. And also with me today in this new episode, exclusively on the international streaming platform a-a.uk, Anel Asher. Yeah, someone who understands communication not as function, but um, as an emotion. Let's dive in. Okay, okay. The first topic of this episode: what is language actually? I mean, sometimes, for example, I think language isn't a tool but a filter. We don't just name things, we decide what counts as real by giving it word. Without a word, something feels almost invisible. So, do you think language describes the world or does it create the world? Anel, what do you think?
A kind of interesting question. As for me, language is a soul, not just words and some utterances, because without it, communication would be impossible, and without communication, people survival would be also impossible because we need to cooperate together to survive this cruel world in ancient times. And as for me, language is kind of basic of our human nature because no matter what kind of languages we do speak or don't speak, even sometimes gesture language, it shape our inner minds to some extent. So, as an English teacher and as a person who knows a lot about learning, studying languages, I know exactly that even language we speak shape our mentality, and even some grammar rules, for example, tenses in Russian and in Kazakh and in English languages are different, of course, and we think in different ways. And some, of course, it's tough task to explain Russian speakers some past perfect continuous and other things. Just why do we need like past in the past, past before the past,
Did
like
you did you watch the meme with Carrot, where
this?
he just present perfect isn't just a simple function in our language in our minds. For example, egg. other thing, egg. Where is egg? Egg in the past perfect. It means no, you'd never see it. It's
No,
like was from the
no.
universe.
Yeah, that's kind of. I would say that languages open our perspective. You can
Yes,
see
absolutely.
like a Marvel character, like how yeah, yeah. You can your past begin started to become your future, and your future is your present. Like
Yeah, yeah.
it's philosophical.
Sorry for the question, but what is your top of languages?
My top language.
For
That's kind of
example,
tricky.
top five languages of Anel Asher. Okay.
Yeah, let's start with Russian language.
Okay.
I know maybe to some people that's a big shame because I'm a Kazakh, but I almost don't speak my mother tongue. That's a big shame, yeah. But I've been raised in Russian-speaking culture. That's why this language and this culture is more closer to me, I would say. So that's why Russian language is a language I feel that's the language my soul speaks. On the second place, English, of course. the, I'm really proud because I finally can speak it. Maybe because even about 10 years ago, I just couldn't just imagine that I would speak as just spontaneously, without any preparation. So that's kind of interesting. The next is Turkish. I don't know because it sounds
Okay.
so soft to me, and German language. Ah, that's so beautiful. I love it. Well, some people think that it's too rude, but as for me, it sounds so gentle. So, oh,
Okay.
that's my favorite languages. What about you?
But you didn't finish. I mean, five language. You just say about
Ah,
Russian.
I can count.
Okay, about English, about German,
And fifth language, Italian.
Italian.
Because yeah, I love the expression. Like sometimes I think I am Italian because I love the
Ah,
gestures.
yeah, yeah. Got it.
To emphasizing their emotions. So I love it too. Maybe one day I'm gonna study all these languages, but I'm too lazy and too busy.
Okay, if you talk about me, uh, I think English, Spanish, only for this type of communication, like in Italian, que sei Santa Maria,
Yeah.
eh, porque, um, also French, yes, German, I don't know, maybe Italian, because it's more close. Yeah. Um, maybe Japanese. Maybe Japanese. Yeah, because a lot of beautiful pictures, cartoons we have only from Japan, who always, without any problem, just make us happy every year with new pictures, without any troubles like in Hollywood right now. If we see this crisis in the cinema sphere right now, where we don't have nice pictures, movies or series for a long time. For example, right now we have Stranger Things, but before maybe one or two pictures okay. Other it's something like a big shit. I don't know. I'll say more. Yeah. So therefore, if we see, for example, anime from Japan, so everywhere, every year, they just make us happy. 'Cause new pictures always. For example, Hayao
Yeah.
Miyazaki or somebody like this. Yeah. Also, what I want to say, I'll say three things. Language is a tool, language as an identity, language is a map of meaning. I notice that people from different cultures feel differently about the same things. Maybe not because emotions are different, but because their languages shape how they understand those emotions. So for me, language isn't about expression, it's about perception. It's about the shape of thoughts because they even become thoughts. So it's my mind about it. Yeah. So the next topic for our discussion: why do humans need multiple languages? I think this is one of the main questions of this episode, because everybody knows this problem that if you want to go, for example, in Africa, you need to know English. If you go to Korea, you need to know English, but mostly Korean. If you go to South America, also you might be know Spanish because they don't know like a count of this population who know English. Not so much like in other countries. Yeah, so why people don't use one language in every country? Why? What happened with them? Just imagine if we could live in a world where on one planet or in one galaxy, like in Marvel movies, we have one language, English. Because in Marvel movies, Russians, for example, and Spanish and German people talk always in English, so they don't speak their own languages. Yeah, just imagine this world, and you can travel around the planet, you can go somewhere, you can talk with different people in one language, and so big possibilities for everybody. And it's very strange because evolution and survival is very important for people, as we know, and if we could have one language it could be more easy for us. Also emotion, like logic, balance, also in one society, not destroyed many societies. No, one society with one balance of society, and cultural diversity. It could be more important. So, if the whole world spoke one language, do you think we would understand each other better or worse? What do you think?
Would it be for better? Actually, that's the question. All students usually ask, why do we need to study foreign languages? That's so difficult. Why can I survive in America just using ChatGPT or Google Translate? No, because mm, I feel that it was actually an attempt to create a universal language. I Google it. It's called Esperanto. I'm
Okay.
not sure. So yeah, and it was scientific linguistic attempt to create one like universal language, but I think it wasn't so successful because we still don't have no idea about it. But I still believe that language is something like um, maybe the national core. Like if you lose your language, it means that you're losing the historical roots of your country. So maybe uh, some people, some of my colleagues actually called me the victim of Russian imperial like war policy because they um, attempted to destroy Kazakhstan and destroy our culture. But I don't know, maybe it's not, it wouldn't be a good idea just to um, destroy everything, just
Yeah, yeah,
let
because
one
I
language.
sorry, I just want to make it different. It's interesting that when people say why we need to speak our own language, people say because it's historical. People need to have their
Yeah,
history. They need to know. In same situation, when people ask why we need to know English, because all the world use English, so it's
yeah,
history. You what to say about your history? It's your history. You
I
was a
told you
part of history. Yes.
I'm the victim of globalization.
Yes. If
Don't judge me.
right now we just take you and put, for example, in uh, maybe
In Kazakh
no.
speaking village.
For
Yeah.
example, um, mm, 11, 11, and I mean, like, it's a 12th century. If you put there in Japan in isolation, so maybe there is in that world more better to learn Japanese, because it's
Uh,
historical.
if you put me there, I know only two phrases: "Gomen nasai" and "Yamada kudasai."
No, I mean, it's like
That's
society.
not enough
If
to survive.
society decide to use one language, so why don't use this language?
Mhm.
But also, I think that it's not like problem, but it's like something of part of people, like human. It's typically this type of creator who wants to know something, and sometimes he's lazy. So therefore, always in your society, if you say no, okay, tomorrow, for example, you are president, Anel, for example, of any country, for example, Anel land, and you just say tomorrow, from now on, we'll speak only English in schools, in the bus, for example, in the subway, it's everywhere, and also in our government, everywhere. And I just I'm just sure that the next day you'll meet somebody outside who just say in your for example, in Russian or Kazakh language without any problem, it will say, "Why you don't speak my language?" I don't want, or I recognize, I don't mind, and you say, "What the fuck?" So, and same in our history. I think that for so long history of our civilization, a lot of times people could say, "Okay, guys, let's talk in one language, for example, in English, and we'll make our civilization great again." Okay, let's do this.
Mhm.
But nobody do this.
Yeah, that's kind of strange because my parents used to study German language because for them it was like English right now for us. Maybe that's the issue of economy, global economy, because one day I guess we would have to study Chinese,
For
maybe.
example, or Indian,
Yeah.
or Indian.
Oh, that would be funny. I love Indian accent.
Do you remember this
That would
song?
be great.
Din, 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 din.
Yeah, I love their culture. That's so
Yeah.
beautiful and
One
uh,
day we'll meet again on Google Meet on 8-8, and you will just in Indian language. Hello, Michael. Let's talk about the new story. What happened with
what
you?
can you tell about your English language?
Yeah, yeah. What do you think about this topic?
Have
We
you been
already talked
studying
about
English?
before.
I don't
and
know, but
and Shugula, what the fuck are you talking about? Let's go to open mic.
Indian performing,
Yes,
yeah. But in the period of studying, when you're studying English, I really just cope with that because you don't actually understand American people or from British, but you do understand Indian people
yeah,
because they have just brilliant pronunciation and so understandable for us.
yeah.
So,
Do you know about Hello Talk application?
yeah, I've heard
Do
about it.
you use it?
I try to use it, but
Okay,
too many years
I use this
ago.
application from 2014, so long time, yes, and always when. First of all, you just create voice room, and somebody decide to just go in and without English, and you just ask, guys, why you just go in? Why you don't go out? What happened with you? Is it just make louder their song outside in the background and
Mhm.
just he and haha always just allowing you, and you just okay, remove uh, this one guy from my room or something like this. So it's very stupid, but sometimes people with nice English just go in and you talk, yeah, and it's one of the problem. Okay, what can I say more? One language sounds peaceful, but also scary. It feels like one melody playing everywhere. Beautiful, but also missing something important. Harmony, constraint, surprise. Different languages force us to step out of our own minds, to hear the world through someone else's rhythm, and that creates empathy. I think the world stays human because it says diverse. So maybe many languages are not a problem. Maybe there's a solution. Maybe. Because any language is a human language, so it's just historically for everybody. Okay, want you add something or go more?
To another thing. About language learning application. In the majority of them, just bullshit because it doesn't work. For some level, just about elementary level, that's okay. But I hate application when you have to find like language body. I had only one experience of it. Well, no. I had two experiences. One was unsuccessful because I was just at the beginning level, and my name is Anel with of course. But well, the first guy I met in this application asked me why I called Anel. Just that was so
Yes. I guess.
and I didn't understand it. Just he was from Egypt. I still remember him,
Mm-hmm.
but he just misspelled my name. So this was really rude.
You just
Uh,
say, I'm just cool.
yeah, just delete this application forever. But another experience on Telegram, that was kind of random matching, just like a kind of bot, and that was kind of successful experience because I've met one guy from St. Petersburg. We actually been practicing speaking for about a week, but he showed me the museum of Dostoevsky, and I'm keen on Russian literature, so that's why it was so interesting for me just having that kind of conversations.
Okay.
Okay, so what was your question, by the way? I'm just
Already,
out of
already
talking.
doesn't matter. Already doesn't matter. So go to the next question. How do languages change our personalities? I mean, like we have different language, different self phenomenon, emotion, emotional vocabulary, also culture, mindset shifts, and I feel this every time I switch to English. It's like my inner voice puts on a different jacket. Same person, different weather. Maybe each language let us access another room inside the mind. One room is soft, another is sharp, another is chaotic, another is more honest. So when people say I sound different in this language, wow, I think they mean I allow a different version of myself to speak. So do you feel like a different person when you switch languages?
Yeah, definitely, yes. And also, I've seen a lot of videos on TikTok, multilingual speaking people. I'm so jealous. They speak six more languages and they change switch it during the video, and that's beautiful because they actually sound like different person. But
Mm-hmm.
as for me, I've noticed that my personality a bit changing when I was about 20 years old. So at that period, I'm starting to speak more confident, maybe. And that time, I actually noticed that in English, I'm more extroverted person. Just in Russian, I'm just so uh, not shy, maybe, but I wouldn't perform on the stage with stand-up performance, talking jokes from the stage. But for my English version, that's okay. Even here in this podcast, uh, in Russian language, no, I'm too shy to do it. But in English, that's so cool because that's actually strange and stupid, maybe, but some topics, even in Russian, are just a taboo for me to speak. But in English, that's okay. For example, talk about some relationship, talk about sex.
Yes,
That's stupid, I know, but I can actually speak about it in English, but
in
in
English
Russian,
is
I'm not sure.
not so. Yeah, when you talk in English, it's not so shy. Yeah, yeah. And also,
Like
I
different
know
people.
that when I switch, for example, to Spanish, I just more emotional. Always. It's like, hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Todo bien? Oh, sí, oh, muy bien. I never say it like this in Russian or in English, only in Spanish. Yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
always
But
because there is you just meet somebody from your friends, for example, in Argentina or Spain, and you just don't go like, oh, hello, hello, what's up, yeah. No, you just go and, hola, ¿qué pasó? ¿Cómo anda? Oh, sí, wow, sí, and you just wow, so emotional, so much. It looks like Spanish people just create emotions and bring it in humanity. Yeah, something like this.
yeah, maybe because our native language is kind of language of I know we use it from our childhood and
Yeah,
we've
it's something like
been learning.
it's
Yeah,
something
we
like
used to it too much.
yeah, it's something like in Timul. Yeah, it's something like Sokral, and people
Yeah,
just it's like you are without any clothes when you talking, because everybody know what you say. But if you go to foreigners, for example, talking English, nobody know what you think in your own mind.
yeah, maybe, and maybe
But another thing, if you
education.
think in English, talk in English, so they know what you think. If you think in Russian but talk in English, it's another thing.
Yeah, and because of the lack of some words
Yeah,
story, because it
yes.
was stupid. Just I agree with you. Yes, I have no words to argue with
It's like so would you go with us tomorrow and you just say yes, no, maybe,
you.
and they just what and
You
you
cannot
but
translate it.
in
Yeah.
Russian you just oh yeah. I
That kind
know.
of meme, yeah. Just leave me here, put me here
Yes, yes, yes,
in a
yes.
taxi, leave me alone here
Yeah.
on the street. It's kind of stupid. Maybe I don't know how the international couples connect because for me that's just simple different mentalities, and I cannot
I think
live
that they can. I don't
life
know
without.
how they connect, but most of them try to learn language of each other, so therefore they can understand what you think about. It's more better.
Oh,
But if you live,
what
for
about?
example, I mean, like if you live all your life with a person from, for example, from Japan or from China, and you from Kazakhstan. So, and one day he or you will say, "What the fuck you think about? Teach me your language. I need to know."
I want to know. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
But
So, and
what
after
about
this,
some
you will
jokes?
start, and after this, you will start to understand what you think about, and what he says, and if he says something instead he's in front of his friends and you next to them, you understand what the fuck is happening. So it's more better.
Yeah, international couples, something just on another level. But one of my colleagues, he's also a teacher, but he is a physics teacher. He speaks only Kazakh, no Russian, but we still communicate somehow. But it turns out he actually speaks English. And sometimes I think maybe it would be easier to talk in English. And one of my colleagues is trying to ship us, like, why wouldn't you just date to him? And just come on, we have so much barriers, language barriers. Just how to talk to him because we don't
Only English.
only, you know. Just, but maybe it wouldn't be too much arguments. Just
But
we have
it could
so
be
much to
very
argue.
funny. It could be very funny because you both from one country, but you don't talk
Yeah,
your own language.
I think that only can occur in Kazakhstan, and I love it to be honest, because we have so many nationalities and so many languages. Just one of we have in our educational center a lot of Korean students. Yeah, they're not from Korea; they live here, but their nationality is Korean, and they
Mm-hmm.
speak Korean with their family and Azerbaijani people. I know, but also I think that well, I've seen TikTok about international couple. The man is Chinese and a Russian woman, and they trying to choose name for their girl. Have you seen it?
Recently, I saw the video like uh, something happened in a family uh, where he is Korean, she is Ukrainian, and something happens there, and he just say, um, she don't clean my room, she don't clean my, she um, doesn't wash our place and stuff like this, don't clean the kitchen and everything of this. Yeah, and she just say, I'm with our two little children. What do you want from me? Do this by yourself. And he just say, no, I just returned from my job where I need to clean and cook. You need to do all of this. And she just said, what the fuck? You don't teach our children. You don't pay attention for them. All of this do by myself. What do you want from me? No, you need to clean, you need to do this, and this. And he decided to break their relationship and send her to her homeland. And it was big
Oh,
scandal,
that's
yeah,
funny
because
thing.
what the
Yeah.
fuck, yeah, so yeah, but it's very strange because culturally, he decided she must to do everything about home. He just works, so
Mm.
it's when you just hit your mind about the road or asphalt, and you understand that your imaginations was crushed.
Yeah, but I've seen a funny example about this couple because the Chinese men prefer to call their daughter Huinya, like,
Ah.
and he told that that kind of beautiful Chinese name. Women, of course, was against it because
And she just say,
it
no,
sounds
never,
like,
never.
yeah, she's trying to explain why, and she just, why is it so beautiful name like in China, but in Russia, no, people would boo you just with this. And that's so
It's like
crazy. I don't know.
her mother just traveled around the world and just came to them in
Yeah,
China, and he just every time, hey, go here, and she, what?
yeah, yeah.
How you?
Yeah, come here.
Oh,
It's
it's
just so
so strange.
stupid.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so that's why I don't believe in international couples because
yeah.
um I don't believe in such good relations. For me, love is connecting the minds. So if your minds are different, you speak different languages, so you cannot connect, to be honest. So
But if he or
maybe.
she can speak your language, it's better.
But they weren't,
Because
they hadn't
for
been
example,
raised in
look.
your
For
atmosphere.
example,
Hmm.
men from Moscow and men from uh, far east of Russia,
Hmm.
same country but different minds.
Ah,
This one will
yes.
think always another because he's from capital. He has a big mind about what he needs, what happened with his life, more rights, more freedom. This guy, he works on a factory. He's a very big man. He don't need everything. He, for him, enough little things, little
Hmm.
happiness, and it's okay. So this is a big
Survival.
two difference, yeah. But all of them from one country.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. But as for me, being a girl, that's a good question because actually my mom told me one advice. I have to marry a man from North Kazakhstan because even in our country, North Kazakhstan is a bit closer to Russia. We have another mentality and culture, but the South Kazakhstan is a bit different. It's more traditional based mind. That's why I would never marry that man. I need someone
Also, I heard about that
who
western part and eastern part also different.
yeah, that's crazy because just living in a one country, having the same like conditions, the government, languages, we still different. That's so crazy because how I'm gonna marry somebody if we still different? That's my strategy. And one day, just imagine I would marry from somebody from Egypt or India. It
No,
would
no,
be
no, no,
so
no.
funny.
From Papua Nova Guinea. You just, oh yeah, that's great. Let's go.
Different cultures, but still dancing. But I would rather marry Indian guy. Just every struggling, every communicating, just ended up dancing with
Yeah,
you.
like Jimmy, Jimmy, Jimmy. Acha,
Yeah,
acha,
hello.
Jimmy,
Have
Jimmy.
you been in?
Okay.
Hello,
Uh,
darling.
let's talk about AI. Um, Tech just give us speed, but speed often kills nouns. I'm a friend of a future where everything becomes shorter, faster, more functional. But at the same time, humans always find ways to add poetry, even memes, a kind of modern folklore. Even slang is a form of evolution, so I think languages will change, but the human need for beauty, metaphor, and emotion will stay untouched. So, what do you think about evolution through technology, loss of nouns, new hybrid forms, and do you think technology will make languages simpler or more complex in the future?
That's kind of interesting question because when I entered university on the major of English language teacher, everyone told me that that's the biggest mistake because we have Google Translate. So we don't need study languages. Just wait for 5 years and we'll have kind of revolution and teachers won't be needed. But you know what? We still need teachers. So that's why I don't believe actually that it would change something. But to some extent, it will destroy the way people think independently because I can see a lot of bad examples. I've been
And it
working
not
with
only
teenagers.
because I only check bad examples, but I can say you right now only bad examples.
No, it's not only for for the worst, yeah, but the worst thing of it, we stop thinking. Just everything is becoming smart. You have smart watch, a smartphone, but you
Yes.
become stupid. Just
Calculator on
stop
your
it.
iPhone,
Oh,
calculator in your
yeah,
watch,
so stupid.
calculator in your laptop, on your desktop, and you
But
just
at
do
least
everything.
when we have just one calculator, you still have to input the numbers. But now you can just ask ChatGPT. So at least I I was maybe smarter, even
One
cheating on
second,
my
one
exam
second.
because I've been cheating by myself.
Sorry, 1 second. Um, honestly, if tomorrow, for example, the world destroy, and you just could live in um, rock century again, just think about when you will need to know how to count thousands and thousands, for example. In what type of things? For example, 1, 2, 3, 10, okay, 100. Okay, for example, 100 is the best. Maybe 1000, but more when? For what? For example, you need to find cows, animals to your home, things, milk and something like typical food. For example, you need to create a house. Okay, will you need to count the space inside? No, you just take this instrument if you create this, and will just stop every time hit this rock and make your house again. And if just think like this, we don't need it so much.
We didn't need mathematics, yeah.
Yes.
Maybe because everyone just ask you, do you speak English? But
Language,
can you
yes.
count?
Because for
No, maybe.
example, in rock century, you need to go, or you will wish to go to Japan by yourself on your hands, or China. Just for example, oh, the world is destroyed. I want to see China because right now we don't need to have any visa or stuff like this. You just
Finally.
take a car and go somewhere, and there is people talk only Chinese because they don't speak English, and you just okay. Right now, I need to know this language.
Maybe, but in the zombie apocalypse, you definitely know how you should know how to drive a car and know some basic medical treatment. That's the basic skills. But about mathematics, no, I have never seen a
No, no,
kind
no,
of
no.
film just,
Only one thing.
please, we need to calculate.
If you need to check how much how many zombies there outside, and you just go to the roof, yeah, and you just okay, five, 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 and 10. How much? 50.
No,
Okay.
I wouldn't count like this. My reaction was, "Oh my God, there are too many, so
Yes,
let's
yes. You just
run
say,
away."
I just, for example, with you in this future, and I just ask you, how many, how much? You just a lot.
Fucking count.
Let's go. Just a lot,
Even one is too much. Too
or
much.
not so much. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, in Russian we have a word дофига, like, so run away.
Okay, just far from here. Yeah.
Linguistic.
But I think
Yeah,
one
but
of
for
the most important
ChatGPT.
questions will be to find electricity car, cause no, cause with fuel could be problem, cause in some years this type of thing just destroying, but electricity same. If you don't have any energy factory, so you need to find accumulators for your car and use only electricity. And after this, you find, for example, Lisanne or Zeker, and every time try to full his energy every time. Oh, it could be very strange. Okay, let's go to our another question because we don't have so much time today. Um, Lost languages and why it hurts. We know about cultural memory, we know about linguistic excitation, personal identity. And when a language disappears, worldwide view disappears with it. It's not just words, it's a whole emotional logic of a culture. People defend their languages because they defend their memories, their sense of being connected to something older than themselves. Sometimes saving a language is like saving a version of humanity we might need later. So, why do people fight so hard to keep their languages alive? How do you think? Where
Hmm.
is the problem, or it's not a problem, we just think?
That's not a problem. I really appreciate when, especially young generation, still speak their native languages. But not about me, again, but as for other, for example, French people, I know exactly that they wouldn't even answer your question if you at least don't say bonjour to them. You
Or
should just
guten Tag,
even
guten Tag. Just imagine you just go to China in apocalypse and go somewhere and you okay.
meow.
This is China. Okay, I need to be respectful because they don't need who am I in the past. They don't know that I'm teacher. I need to make them like believe that I'm superhero, I'm so cool girl, and they will need to marry me. I need to find this apocalypse man. I need to make it, and you just go inside in a cave. There is only Chinese guy, and they just say "Ni hao ma," and you like "Guten Tag." Oh, sorry. I don't speak Chinese. Guten Tag. Sitzen Sie sich bitte?
Maybe.
And they just say
Oh,
how much you need, how much, for example, how much tofu you want to buy from us, and you just say ein, zwei, drei. You forgot any languages, you just started to count only in German.
maybe.
And when they ask you about what is the language you talk about, and you just say Spanish.
Let's call this podcast like Anel and her struggling to marry any man in this worldwide multi-language speaking world.
No.
Yeah,
In this episode, we create a plot to a new movie from Netflix
yeah.
with
Just trying
the
to
main
marry
character
somebody,
Anel Asher, like Stranger
but
Things,
they
but
speak
with your
any
version in China.
speaking languages everywhere. Oh, but being speaking to foreigners, that's a great experience
One
because
second. you go
what
to
is,
you go
I'm
to
trying to be serious.
you go to Japan, for example, after China, where you start to talk in Deutsch, and you just start to talk Salam alaikum.
But if you switch
Arigato
on your
imasu.
charisma, everything would be okay. Like, Salam alaikum.
Okay, so please
Ni
go ahead.
hao.
Okay.
Just I just forgot what I'm going to say. But I really appreciate when people defend their native language in an appropriate, polite way because when they just rude to you and interrupting you, trying to impose to speak your language, that's kind of rude, to be honest. And Turkish people are very kind. No, at least those people who I met, because they always listen to you and even they try to teach you. Just,
Yes.
they look at you like you were a child, just making your first steps in language, and you're trying to just communicate with them. They really appreciate that you at least
Yeah.
try to communicate. But for me, the biggest experiment in my life that in the future that I'm going to do with my children, because I would like to try this thing, talking to them in in English and in Russian and maybe in other languages. So I need a multi-language partner to do it. So how many languages do they actually learn just unconsciously? That's so interesting for me. Maybe 10 years after, I'm gonna perform here with the results of my experiment. Just finally, I've got Chinese, German, Indian men, and our children speak 10 languages. Yeah, here it is. So that would be so nice, I think.
I think that AI uh, maybe can change our world. I mean, like you know about Neuralink by Elon Musk, for example. It's just put in your head any languages and you just start to talk about. But it's very fun. This question that scientists right now just talk about if people learn different languages, so they just uh, make them slowly to older. I mean, like, if you learn some languages, this guy more older than you, like your face, like your brain, and you just try to keep your mind young. So if
Mhm.
Elon Musk just put in your mind, in your hand, for example, 100 languages, so will you old at this moment or never? Well, it's a very interesting question. Very interesting question.
Oh,
It's like fully um, damage of your computer inside, or
yeah.
no.
I think that will definitely damage our brain, just boom, blowing out too many languages.
And you
And
just
I'd
and
like to try it.
after this, like he just put in your head this count of languages. You just what about this meme that I saw before?
That would be
Mm.
interesting experience,
Now
but
I
now,
understand
what
all the
about
world.
the way you forget some words in your native language and in English language, and you just, how does this word work? Just,
Yes.
I become more stupid, I think. Just forget one word in thousands languages. That would be so too difficult for me to just to cope with too many languages. I don't need too much. But as for ChatGPT, I think we should use it in a proper way because I've been studying to prepare for my IELTS exam, and it was even better than my teacher because he did so much good work, just giving me great feedbacks. So using it in a appropriate way would be efficient. And what about the languages? Actually, they don't exist, but people created as fantasy writers, Tolkien, or I don't know, for the series of um, I can't remember Storm games. So too many fantasy worlds, and they try to create elfish language, and that sounds so beautiful. Like people's mind can even do it or create something from zero. So that's beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. I heard about some startups right now just sell on different platforms, different online stores. This gadget, like you just put it here, like headphone, with chat GPT, and this gadget always translate everything from different language to you, and also for you he can answer this question and you just hear this and say like this, but they just say about if you have this gadget and your friend, it's more better because he
Mhm.
just say, for example, in Japanese, you just say in Chinese and you understand each other, doesn't matter. But
Wow.
if he doesn't have and you have, it's a big shit because you don't understand nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of failing idea
yeah,
because what it's like just two AI talking. What about me? I want to express myself, being my stupid version. So ChatGPT would be much smarter than me.
yeah.
So
Okay,
that's why I don't like.
let's talk about our final question of this episode. What happens inside us before a word appears? Because we know that pre-verbal thoughts, feelings that have no name, the gap between experience and language. For example, I think language is always a step behind reality. Feelings happen first. Language tries to catch up. Yeah, and there are moments when we experience something too big, too raw, too confusion, and the right word arrives days later. Like the mind needs time to build the meaning. Maybe that's why we talk to bring the inner world into shape, to understand ourselves by hearing ourselves. So, do you think they feel? One second. Do you think we feel something fully only after we name it, or before we name it?
Uh, we feel something definitely, even if we don't know the title of it. And I've seen a lot of examples. Like, I actually we have in Japanese language the title of something like the feeling of nostalgia to your childhood, but we don't have the same title, even some titles in Russian. For example, the word sibling. Sometimes I really miss this word in Russian because it's too long to say братья, сестры, but in Russian, wait, in English, you just have sibling. Yeah, just why don't we have a kind of one word for all of this stuff? Sometimes you don't really just. Uh, we definitely need some of the words, but also, I know that some people, when they think about the seasons, winter, summer, and this, they imagine like a kind of circle. For them, seasons are a circle, but for me, seasons is just a line, and that's interesting how it shapes in our imagination. And the weeks, the days of the weeks is still stuck in my memory like diary, school diary. And Sunday doesn't exist because of this diary. But that's beautiful how our minds just connected with language. And that's why maybe we miss something just because we don't have the appropriate title in our native language. That's
Yeah.
why people who study languages are open minded. And talking again about my marriage, I would never marry a man who speak only one language because for me they just stuck in one like universe. But opening your mind, studying something is great and cool. Yeah. Let's forget about some gadgets, Google Translate, speak ourselves to study
Yeah.
languages. By the way, yeah, I'm teacher, so come to our classes
Okay.
if you're still
It was
struggling.
the final question of this episode, and this moment we just go to finish. What we can say? Languages are not just systems, they're living things. They grow, they evolve, they argue with us, they soften us, they reveal us. We don't need languages only to communicate with others, we need them to communicate with ourselves, to name our cows, to give form from the fog inside our minds, to turn feelings into stories and stories into something we can finally understand. So thank you guys to watch this episode of Kazi Chaos. Thank you Anel Asher for the journey into the space where words become words. And thank you for joining our live podcast Kazi Chaos tonight. Already tonight, I think so. It's already night. outside. Yeah. So it was a live podcast, Kasi Chaos, exclusively on the a-a.uk. With Anel Asher and me, unfortunately, or to your happiness, your as often typical voice of your host, Michael Swetly. Yeah. Where we sit with big questions, soft thoughts, warm voices, and try together to find the right language for being human. Thank you and goodbye.